Hey guys, welcome. Some of you, welcome back. Today's video, I'm flying the CH-47. This is like the second or third time I've flown it, and I want to actually narrate it as I fly it. Tell you my opinion on it, even though I don't have much time in helicopters, actual helicopters. Maybe some of the input can be useful. Okay, enough said. Let's take off. One thing about the CH-47 is that collective is very, very sensitive. I mean, you have to move it almost inch by inch, centimeter by centimeter. So for takeoff, let's take off right there. Keep it. We're hovering. That's the wind pushing us. Okay, and then we can start taxiing to go to the runway and take off. This is an Afghani air base, and I love it because it's very cool. Actually, I'll talk about it in a second. Let's take off in a C-47, the Chinook. Nose forward, a little more collective there, and then we'll pick up speed. And as we get close to the edge of the base, by the way, landing here is amazing because you're coming through a slope. Maybe I'll show that in the video later, but. Here we go. Towards the end, you can see that wall built by the Americans to protect the troops that were based here at Afghanistan. Now, let's talk about the CH-47. As I said, I don't have too much time in helicopters. Most of my 30 years of flying has been in airplanes, but I have flown some helicopters, and they're very complicated. One thing that the CH-47 has that the other ones don't, except I believe Black Shark in DCS, is it's actually very stable. And I think it has to do with the counter-rotating blades. Basically, the rudder is minimal because the blades they cancel each other's rotation out. So yeah, you don't need as much rudder as you do with the other helicopters. Now so I find it easier to fly, honestly, in DCS. How accurate that is in real life, I'll let a Chinook pilot probably explain it better than me. But again, I've only been flying this for 2 or 3 times, and I don't have any problems flying it. And by no means am I a helicopter DCS pilot. I am more of a fixed wing kind of guy. Okay, now this, again, as I was showing, this is Afghanistan. I actually find this map to be very, very cool because it's interesting. You can see these houses, and they're actually very detailed. They're kind of the same, and that's expected, but they're very detailed. You can see that every one of them has a flat roof. That's probably has to do with no rainfall, definitely no snowfall. And actually, that's an assumption on my part, but yeah, the more snowfall and rainfall you have, the more tilted the roof is. Now, let me try to land this and actually on one of the roofs. And let me find a roof here first. Oh, actually, I'll try to land it. And then again, looking at this, really does look like an Afghani town, and being in VR, you are so immersed in it. It's actually incredible. Okay, let's try to go over there on that roof, right? If I can land it. I might have to land it diagonally because the 47 is a long airplane, and I'm gonna have to land it with the nose sticking outside. I'm gonna try to. If not, I'll bail out. Okay, let me see what what am I doing here? I think I can look outside in a second. Hang on. Yeah, I'm holding that, by the way. I'm holding the nice, huh? I am holding the stick forward, so let me take off here before I crash. Alright. Okay, kind of did it, right? Kind of did it. Okay. Yeah, you wouldn't do that in real life. No way. Yeah, plus, I'm not that good in this helicopter. So, let's go back and you know, fly over the base. I want to show you something over the base and show you a little bit about the CH-47, a couple of things that I found. One, helicopters are a lot more touchy than airplanes. What that means is, a minor movement on the stick will cause major movement on the helicopter. And CH-47, it seems like that. The helicopters, you almost have to fly in with your fingers, not with your hand, at least for the most part. But even the bigger ones are more sensitive than the bigger airplanes. Having said that, yeah, that is kind of true, at least in DCS. One thing you do have to kind of keep an eye on the CH-47 is it does have momentum. So if you are going down, it's going to keep going down. You really have to pull up because it will slide. It will slide. If you're going down, it will keep on going down. You have to kind of manhandle it sometimes, especially if you want it to move on the spot. Okay, let's go back to the base. Oh, one more thing, the rudder. The rudder. I did mention that it's more stable, but at the same time, it does have a lot of rudder input. So let me go full rudder here. Now, one thing when you go full rudder either side, it tends to climb. So reduce the collective. There we go. Even though I reduced it, it still climbed. You just have to be careful, right? And expect it. So, but again, there's that very, very sensitive rudder. Oh, I saved it. You got into that rotor wash. Holy crap, that was nice. Whew. Especially in VR, guys. This is, I mean, people pay a lot of money to experience rides in VR, and here you are flying a helicopter through a city in a field and about to crash, coming down. It, fools the brain, right? Okay, so let's go into back to the base and let's go land and see if I can do an actual landing in a CH-47 here. Now, one thing I didn't mention is when you do land on this runway, you are coming from that side and you're kind of flying that slope down, and it's pretty interesting, especially as you land on the runway. Let me actually show you before I land. I want to show you the runway because it's got berms on each side, so you feel like you're flying out of a hole, right? Let's show you this, and then I'll go turn into a parking or a helo designated parking. So I love VR. Okay, so let's go turn around here. Control. Yeah, you can see I'm. Every time you use that rudder, you seem to gain that altitude. Here, you're coming down through here. Imagine flying an airplane 150 knots, hitting that runway. It's so cool, right? Flying over this wall, and then you got that downslope. And then as you come down on the runway, you got those berms on each side. Makes you feel like you're, flying out of a hole, right? Kind of cool. Very cool. Okay, let's go land. By the way, one thing I did find out, the best way to practice for helicopters, to fly helicopters is to actually taxi them. Try to taxi a helicopter in hover. That kind of gives you a purpose, I think, in a way where just hovering around one point doesn't. And I think once you master taxiing, you can master the hover. So, yeah, we got some of the airplanes over there I parked. Now I know you're not supposed to do this, but I am doing it. So. Yeah. Okay, come on, come on. Hey, close enough, right? Close enough. Yeah, I'm no helicopter pilot, guys. So. But anyway, well, I hope you like this little demo. Like, I thought it was kind of cool flying around the Afghan town, doing a couple of things, showing you a couple of things. So, again, thanks for watching. Take care, guys, and I'll see you soon.